Hey, now there's news in Baltimore. Ravens extended safety Kyle Hamilton. Could that be the first of many moves? We'll find out as far as Ravens that are due for a new contract. But we'll explain that in a little bit more. And if you're new to the channel, Ryan Ripken Show, we do this live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. But Zach, the news broke. If we can pull up that tweet from Adam Schefter, whammy, there it is. All-pro safety Kyle Hamilton and the Baltimore Ravens reached agreement today on a 4-year, $100.4 million extension, the largest for a safety in NFL history. And the deal was negotiated by Kyle McCarthy and Brian Murphy of Athletes First. $82 million guaranteed and surpassed the previous record of $45 million for a safety.
Almost doubles it.
Doubles almost. Well, 90 would be the double, but
yeah,
you're right
almost,
there. It's close.
Almost.
It's close, but for instant reaction, real quickly, Zach, the Ravens locked up a guy that they were planning on doing. And if you're a Ravens fan, it's a great day because Kyle Hamilton is without a doubt a superstar talent. We can get into where it ranks as far as for some of the other deals, but and for the Ravens. But, yeah, if you're a Ravens fan, Kyle's here, and number 14 is here to stay for a while.
Yeah, I mean, extremely exciting times in Baltimore because this is a guy who, you talk about previous high was 45, now it's 82. That is a deal that is head and shoulders above the rest of the safety group because it's for a player who has been head and shoulders above the rest of that group in the NFL for a few years now. Kyle Hamilton, the Ravens now fans have 6 more years at least of watching Kyle Hamilton. That also means you have 5 years of Hamilton and Starks back there as your safety duo. Kyle Hamilton's only 24 years old. This contract takes him to his year 30. So it's an extremely great deal for the Ravens for a guy that really, when he went back to play free safety last year, they said, hey, Kyle, I know you're the best when you can roam and do your thing up at the line of scrimmage. We need you back there. Ravens went from suddenly one of the worst to one of the best defenses against the pass. I don't think that's a coincidence. Kyle Hamilton is a guy who raises everyone around him. So I think for the Ravens to get this done, this is a massive step going forward, not only for, hey, getting it done and out of the way, but this is big for the Ravens teams of not just this year, but in 4 and 5 years down the line now.
And it does reset the market for the safety position, but he is worth it. And right here, we're looking at the highest paid safeties now in the NFL. Kyle Hamilton's going to take the cake at $25.1 million. But when you look at this list, I love Derwin James out there with the Chargers. I mean, Budda Baker's been around for a while. Kirby Joseph, obviously, and Antoine Winfield. Those are all great players. When I'm looking at those guys compared to the impact of Kyle Hamilton, the Swiss Army knife, yeah, there's a reason why he did reset the market. And actually, Zach, there's a video here that we talked about on the show, I guess December of 2023. And it was kind of the evolution and the emergence of Kyle Hamilton becoming a star. And we had Ravens long snapper Nick Moore give his opinion on just how talented and special Kyle Hamilton is. So let's play that clip for you guys real quickly. Not going to get the defensive player of the year this year, like it's the reality of the situation. But if you're talking about a guy that should be more in consideration, he can sack the quarterback, he can rush the quarterback, he can drop back and cover really any assignment that he's asked. And then he has the playmaking ability to be around the ball. I think it actually, for Ravens fans, if you watch it all year, but that playoff game against Cincy, right? It was on Hayden Hurst that he forced the fumble and recovered it, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I think that was that kind of moment. Then after that,
who would have thought that all the people who called him a bust after watching a single rep in training camp, they were wrong. Who would have thought?
So there it is right there on that clip. I think I have the full clip, Zach, that I can find where Nick Moore ended up saying, the Ravens long snapper, said that Kyle's good at everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything that he can possibly do. You name it, Kyle is good at it. And that's just, it speaks to the athlete that he is. It speaks to his versatility. Right now, when you look at Kyle Hamilton, when he is on the field, there isn't anything that he can't do for the defense. And that ultimately, you can talk about the secondary. You can talk about the defensive line and having Roquan in the middle of the field as a leader. But the X factor of that team, without a doubt on the defensive side, is number 14, Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, and I think something that sums it up really well is Mina Kimes put out a tweet after Kyle just got extended and said there was all this hype, for as much hype as he got before the draft, of being like this can't miss prospect. Like, hey, someone's got to take Kyle Hamilton. He's this can't miss guy. He's almost been better. Like, it's crazy to think that he's been better than expected, but that's who he is. That's what Kyle Hamilton's been to this Ravens team over the past 3 years, is a guy that you put out there. And when he is on the field, you don't just expect him to be better. You expect the entire team around him to be better. And isn't that kind of the true test of leadership and of a superstar? I know we throw that word around all the time these days, superstar. Kyle Hamilton is a bona fide superstar. That is a guy you can plug in, like you said. Heck, you could plug him in at corner, at safety, at linebacker. You can put him on the edge to rush the quarterback. Whatever it is, he is going to be elite at it. And there are very few, if any, other players that are on his level right now in the entire National Football League. It's, like I started off this segment with, Kyle Hamilton got paid head and shoulders above the rest of the league because he is head and shoulders above the rest of the league. It fits the impact that he's made.
No doubt about it. And now this is where it ranks for Ravens players. New deals this past offseason. Kyle Hamilton, 4 years, $100.4 million. Derrick Henry, 2 years, $30 million. Ronnie Stanley, which this was a great deal for the Ravens. Ronnie saying, hey, I'm in it to win it, and being a team player. Shout out Ronnie for doing that. He got his bag, but he's looking big picture. And Rashad Bateman as well being secured, being with the Ravens moving forward. But the two names at the bottom, because you're going to have to pay him more, Lamar Jackson, you're going to have that extension talk with Tyler Linderbaum. I know they want to keep him. He's a premier center in the game as well. He fits what the Ravens want to do, but those are guys that the Ravens are going to have to take care of. But first things first, they take care of Kyle Hamilton. And whammy, that's a big deal when you're looking around the league too, and you see so much disgruntled stars. Micah Parsons out in Dallas. Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals came to an agreement recently, but where is he going to be next year? Because it's just for that rest of the season. The Ravens, you know that you locked up your guy moving forward, and that is exciting in its own right. I do have that clip then, Zach, of the full video of Nick talking about, and I just had it right here. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, as you get that, it's another example of the Ravens being the Ravens. It's a well-run organization. They know how to get things done. They identified a superstar pre-draft. He fell to them. They could not believe it. They took him, and they took him at a time. Everyone was like, you have Chuck Clark, you have Marcus Williams. Like, what are we doing? Like, why? What are we, doing here? They decided it didn't matter. We were going to go out there, take the best player, someone that we thought could be a superstar, and then they reward him properly, before it gets too late. This is just a great deal.
Great deal all around. And if you're a Ravens fan, you got to be happy with where this is going. Now, I have the clip here. So this is Nick Moore, Ravens long snapper, talking about just how special of an athlete Kyle Hamilton is and how much he loves having him as a Baltimore Raven teammate and a friend. Hamilton, he's not going to get the get it inside.
There was a question that was going around the team last year, just kind of for fun. You get to pick one player on the team, one guy. There's some athletic challenge. You don't know what it is. It could be anything from running, throwing, swimming, golfing, lifting weights. It could be literally anything that your brain could come up with. Mm-hmm. You get to pick one person to do it. I'm picking Kyle every time. There's because I've never seen a guy that can golf, who can run and jump and play football and do and basketball and all the stuff that he can do. I'm a huge Kyle Hamilton fan, as you can tell, but
aren't we all?
Yeah. I think he's unreal.
Aren't we all? And I think he's unreal. That pretty much sums it up. The talent that he possesses on the field, off the field. And it's true. If you've seen some of the clips of Kyle playing golf, and Nick golfs with Kyle, and he Nick's a good golfer, but Nick also, he hates to admit that Mr. Hamilton might be the guy to beat. And above all, what have the Ravens been built on for years? They've been built on keeping those greats in Baltimore. And I got to tell you, Zach, Ravens have had some great defensive players over the years. And we know they've had 2 Hall of Famers in Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. You also had Terrell Suggs, who I think is going to make his way to Canton in the future. But I'll tell you what, I think Kyle Hamilton's on the right trajectory of being one of those other Ravens legends. And I'm glad that he's going to be in the purple and black.
Yeah, I was going to say, a little bold. And I don't think it's even bold anymore. I think when this is all said and done, when you talk about Ravens defensive Mount Rushmores, everyone knows it's Ed Reed, it's Suggs, it's Ray Lewis. I think in the next few years, it's going to be pretty unanimous who takes that 4th spot. And like you said, it's a testament to not only the talent that's come through here, but the talent that they've kept here and that they've continued to keep here. When they identify talent, they do not let it go. So testament to the Ravens, a testament to their scouting department, and really just, everyone. And shout out all the fans who thought he was a bust after one training camp clip. I've seen that tweet resurface a lot over the last 30 minutes.
Hey, don't buy the hype, good or bad. Sometimes when it comes to preseason or practice. But you know what's for sure? You can buy the play of Kyle Hamilton because you've seen it on display in the biggest moments. Can't wait to see what he can do in 2025 as the Ravens try to chase down winning the Super Bowl, the first since they won Super Bowl 47 down in New Orleans. But if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be live Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays on the Ryan Ripken Show talking football. We still talk baseball and a whole heck of a lot more.